Good morning. Today's date is February 26th, 2025. Welcome to the monthly State Community Corrections monthly meeting. Start off. Need a motion to approve the minutes from the January 29th, 2025 commission meeting. Have a motion?
Motion.
I need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Motion to approve the minutes of the February 11th, 2025 CPCRC meeting minutes. The motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll now turn over to Chief Lavelle, Assistant Director.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners. We can take items A and B together. The Erie County SSD is requesting a variance to use light blue and blue pod 20B26, 24B24. These pods have not yet been hardened, so they need a variance for us to allow them to use them. Staff have reviewed it, recommend approval for 12 months. Items A and B.
Any questions or concerns?
No.
A motion?
Motion.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next one, Boyd Wilson.
Okay, before the commission is an extension request from New York City Department of Corrections for variance 23B05. This variance requests relief from the requirements of 7075.4A, requires incarcerated individuals to be provided unrestrained access to housing unit day room space. Specifically, the department requests the ability to continue the usage of programming desks in day room spaces of housing units 11, 12, 13, and 15 at the Roseland Senior Center. Okay, so these units are level 1 enhanced supervision housing units for incarcerated individuals that commit qualifying violent offenses. The ESH level 1 model ensures the safety of incarcerated individuals while allowing them the opportunity to interact with programming staff on a daily basis. Commission staff in the Liberty unit routinely monitor incidents and concerns as they relate to the use of programming desks, and no significant issues have been reported in the last 6 months. With that, commission staff recommend approval for 6 months with 9 conditions as indicated in the write-up.
Any questions or concerns?
Yeah, I have a lot of concerns. I know that when we worked in those young people in those desks, we couldn't even, the staff found it very difficult to interact with people. And I understand the need for some form of separation. But when I saw photos of it, it reminded me that, you know, when you treat people like animals, they're more likely to act like animals. And that looked a lot like that. When I first went to visit with my old friend Louis Molina, when he first went to Breakers, he was talking about wanting to give the young people shirts with collars and pants, because he felt like if we would dress people in a certain way and have them feel more human, that their behavior would be better.
Yes.
I understand the need to do something in between just giving people nice clothes, which you never actually got to do, and being able to do meaningful programming, which I don't really understand the content of what people are doing. I also have some concerns that because the city requires 14 hours a day, not 7, that's a lot of time to have your foot changed with if that's the way it's going to go.
Right.
So after a good conversation with Keith, I said I'm okay with the 6 months, but I want to go down and take a look and see whether I can really live with the idea of having people called unrestrained, but being so heavily restrained.
Yeah.
When we were doing this, it was just holding people with their legs, and it worked apparently perfectly well. We were doing a lot of programming. We went from 4 turtles a day to none because people were fully engaged. And I don't know what the quality of the programming is that's being offered and whether it's interesting enough for people to be able to work and transformative enough. So, you know, I can do this, but I think before we go through this again, I'd like to see also other alternatives to how they can manage people's behavior besides what looks like dog crates.
And with this, at least 1 unit has come offline from level 1 to level 2, so they do increase they do engage us with change. They also created the SMU unit with no desks. But initially, these program desks started with no barriers at all. And there was a heavy amount of incidents where incarcerated individuals during programming were getting severely injured. So these have been progressive changes, so I understand.
Yeah, and I don't doubt that there's lots of things that could be built around it. I know that I literally had to go to state prison to go see shot callers to get them to tell the kids to stop doing this. I mean, it's a problem. I'm not denying that, but I'd like to see them really come up with some serious programming. If what they're going to do is hold somebody there to at least have it be something that's fully transformative.
Any other questions or concerns? Motion,
Motion.
second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, to
Item number D, or letter D. Before the Commission is a new variance request from Portland County Jail labeled 25 B01. This variance requests relief from the requirements of 7075.4 B or B, which limits confinement of incarcerated individuals to housing units that are designated as suitable housing and limits the duration in which individuals can be housed in non-housing areas. All such requirements are outlined in the maximum facility capacity of this facility in accordance with Part 7040. Specifically, Captain Nick Lynch requests the ability to hold incarcerated individuals in non-housing areas in their intake area for the duration that exceeds 12 hours per day. Captain Lynch believes that specific circumstances in which individuals are subjected to constant supervision warrant such areas within housing units. Because basically the incarcerated individuals in the housing unit don't have privacy, and staff are among other incarcerated individuals in the day space in those housing units. Upon review, Commission staff recommend denial of this variance as non-housing areas are only intended for exigent circumstances or temporary holding. This is typically due to physical plant limitations that include but are not limited to natural light availability and no available adjacent day room space for out of cell activities. So we believe that these conditions are not suitable for housing, specifically in instances which an incarcerated individual is confined for mental health treatment. So we recommend denial.
any questions or concerns?
No.
Vote for denial.
Motion to deny.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, item E, it's a new variance request from the Schuyler County Jail, 25 V02, requesting relief from section 7040. Recently, we removed 8 beds from the capacity of the second floor dorm in Schuyler County. They would like to still use that dorm and would like to come up with a plan to construct a secure corridor so that way the dorm can be separate from the pathway that leads to the outdoor exercise area. So we reviewed that and recommend approval for 6 months for them to add 8 beds back in their second floor dorm as with the variance to 7040.
Any questions or concerns?
No.
Motion,
Motion.
second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Moving on, we move on to AJ.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. The first item I have is item F regarding Dutchess County Jail. We're going to put forward the revised MFC. This revision is due to changes made to holding cell TR 104. We're bringing that back online. The total capacity for the facility is not going to change, as this was just a holding cell and will remain at 307.
Any questions or concerns?
No.
Motion,
Motion.
second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Moving forward, item G, we have New York City Department of Corrections, a revised MFC for the OBCC facility. This revision is going to reflect the addition of 50 beds due to completed construction work on Unit 15A. This was covered under 23C 118 security railings project. This will put the new capacity for OBCC at 1,000 beds.
Any questions or concerns?
One.
Roll.
I'm sorry, should I say OBCC?
What building?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that's my apologies. That should be GRBCC or GRBC.
Okay.
Apologize, there's a problem on my own page. I apologize. That is GRVC. Thank you.
Any questions or concerns? Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, next up, we have item H. It's for Schenectady County Jail. This is also a revision to the MFC. This revision is going to reflect the closure of dorm number 1, a reduction of 49 beds, bringing the total capacity down to 329 beds. Dorm is being closed in relationship to a construction project that will be brought up in a different time.
Any questions or concerns? Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, that's all I have for open session at this time.
Okay. Need a motion to go into executive session?
Motion.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Welcome back. Need a motion to exit executive session?
Motion.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
A motion to ratify all action taken in executive session.
Motion.
Second?
Second. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll now turn over to General Counsel Brian Callahan.
Okay, thank you, Chairman, Commissioners. Letter O, our agenda. On December 4th, the commission published a notice of proposed rulemaking in the State Register, which proposed amending several sections of our jail regulations with regard to jail staffing requirements. The purpose of which was to provide counties in New York City more of an increased role and flexibility in their overall higher number as far as the number of officers needed, while the commission would retain the responsibility for setting required posts within the facility to comply with our supervision and other regulations. That notice of proposed rulemaking was published in the State Register, like I said, invited public comment for a period of 60 days. We got a handful of comments, which I provided, and provided an assessment of those comments. So before the commission today is a notice of adoption to finalize those regulations, which they would become effective, I believe, 3 weeks from today upon publication in the State Register.
Any questions or concerns?
No.
Motion to accept?
Well, actually, I do want to say one thing. It's a lot of work. Good. I learned, it was like, for me, it was a crash course, and this is not the easiest thing in the world to do. So I know a lot of people worked on it, and I think it's deserves acknowledging. So thanks for really working at this, all of you. So motion to.
Motion? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is that it? Any other business? Need a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Need a second?
Second. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Taking the element very well.